Space is vast. For decades, astronauts have ventured into this abyss, armed with science, technology, and courage. But sometimes they return with stories science cannot explain. Whispers of encounters with something, someone out there. Official records remain silent, but leaked transmissions, declassified files, and astronaut testimonies suggest that humans may not have been alone during their journeys. Tonight, we will explore the top 10 alien encounters in space. Incidents that blur the line between reality and nightmare. Number 10. The Black Knight Satellite. Our first entry is one of the most famous alleged alien presences in Earth's orbit, the so-called Black Knight Satellite. First reported in the 1950s, strange signals were detected by radio operators long before the first satellites were even launched. Soon after, astronauts during the Gemini missions in the mid-1960s claimed they saw a massive dark object orbiting Earth, something that didn't belong to the United States or the Soviet Union. Photographs taken during the Gemini 7 and 12 missions appeared to show an irregular, almost mechanical object drifting silently above our planet. NASA dismissed it as space debris or a thermal blanket, but many researchers weren't convinced. Some theories claim the Black Knight is an alien probe, monitoring Earth for thousands of years. Others suggest it's a relic from an ancient civilization, orbiting us long before we reached space. To this day, no one has officially explained the strange signals linked to it, or why astronauts describe seeing something that shouldn't exist. Is the Black Knight just a trick of the light, or the oldest alien satellite orbiting our world? Number 9. The Apollo 11 UFO Sighting. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin first set foot on the moon in 1969, the world celebrated. But behind the scenes, NASA may have hidden a far more unsettling truth. Declassified transcripts and leaked communications suggest that the Apollo 11 crew reported mysterious lights and objects following them during their journey. At one point, Aldrin himself allegedly admitted that a strange, glowing craft shadowed them as they approached the moon. Also, aliens were standing near the crater and watching them. In interviews years later, Aldrin cautiously hinted at this event, describing how the astronauts debated whether to tell Houston what they saw. The fear was simple: they might be dismissed, or worse, grounded. Some believe Armstrong and Aldrin witnessed alien spacecraft guarding the moon, watching humanity's first steps beyond Earth. There are even unverified claims of a secret transmission, where Armstrong supposedly said, "They're here. They're watching us." NASA has never confirmed these allegations. But the story lingers, suggesting that the first humans on the moon may not have been the only ones there. Number 8. The Apollo 20 cover-up. Officially, the Apollo program ended with Apollo 17 in 1972. But conspiracy theorists claim there was another mission, Apollo 20, carried out in secret. In 2007, strange footage surfaced online, allegedly showing astronauts exploring the far side of the moon. The most shocking part? The video appeared to show the inside of a massive crashed alien spacecraft. The footage included images of a bizarre, humanoid body, dubbed the Mona Lisa alien. The being looked partially preserved, as if frozen in time. Skeptics dismissed the video as a hoax, citing inconsistencies in lighting and equipment. But some researchers insist the details were too precise to fake. They believe Apollo 20 was a joint US-Soviet mission, sent not to explore, but to retrieve alien technology. If true, it means humanity discovered alien remains half a century ago and has been hiding them ever since. The truth behind Apollo 20 remains uncertain, but the footage still circulates in the darker corners of the internet, fueling speculation that we may have found far more than just rocks on the moon. Number 7. The ISS UFO Encounters. In the age of live streaming, the International Space Station has brought space closer to the public. But it has also broadcast things NASA probably wishes you never saw. Over the years, viewers watching ISS live feeds have captured strange, unexplained objects. Lights darting across the blackness, metallic orbs hovering in the distance, and even massive structures fading into the void. Curiously, many of these sightings are immediately followed by NASA's feed cutting to a technical difficulties screen. Skeptics argue it's coincidence, but UFO researchers call it a deliberate cover-up. Astronaut testimonies add more fuel. In 2013, astronaut Leroy Chiao reported seeing strange lights forming a line in space while on a spacewalk. Others have privately admitted to witnessing things they couldn't explain. Is the ISS being watched? Are alien craft observing our first permanent home in orbit? Or are these encounters glimpses of something far stranger, beyond our comprehension? Number 6. The Tether Incident, STS-75, 1996. During the Space Shuttle Columbia's STS-75 mission in 1996, NASA deployed a long experimental tether, almost 12 miles long. But the experiment didn't go as planned. The tether broke, drifting freely into space. Cameras captured the moment, and that's when something extraordinary appeared. Footage shows dozens of glowing, disc-shaped objects swarming near the tether. They pulsate, move with intelligence, and seem to avoid each other, like a fleet of living organisms in the void. NASA explained the objects as space debris or ice particles. But UFO researchers insist the movement patterns defy natural explanations. The video quickly became one of the most analyzed pieces of alleged space UFO evidence. Was this just debris reacting to light, or a fleet of alien craft drawn to human technology? To this day, the Tether incident remains one of the most compelling and controversial encounters ever recorded in space. Number 5. The Soviet Cosmonaut Encounters. Not all alien encounters belong to NASA. Soviet cosmonauts also reported strange events, many buried in secrecy until after the Cold War. One famous case comes from 1984 aboard the Salyut 7 space station. Cosmonauts claim they saw massive glowing figures outside the station. They described them as angel-like beings, over 80 feet tall, with luminous wings, silently watching them. At first, Mission Control dismissed it as hallucinations caused by stress. But when multiple crew members reported the same sight, doubts arose. Other cosmonauts described seeing unidentified objects following their capsules, sometimes for hours. Declassified Soviet documents even hint at encounters that officials refused to record publicly. Were these visions born of isolation and pressure? Or did Soviet spacefarers truly encounter beings not of this Earth? The silence of Russian archives only deepens the mystery. Number 4. The WOW signal of 1977. Not all encounters are visual. Some arrive as whispers across the cosmos. On August 15, 1977, radio astronomer Jerry Amon detected a powerful 72-second signal while scanning space with the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio. The signal was so unusual that he circled it on the data printout and wrote one word beside it: "Wow." To this day, the WOW signal remains the strongest candidate for extraterrestrial communication ever recorded. It came from the constellation Sagittarius, close to where our galaxy's center lies. Despite decades of searching, no repeat signal was ever found. Skeptics suggest it could have been a natural phenomenon or stray transmission. But others argue the precision and intensity are unlike anything random. Did humanity receive a hello from an alien civilization? And if so, why was it never repeated? Perhaps it was intentional, a fleeting message, a test, or even a warning. Number 3. The Shuttle UFO Sightings, multiple missions. Throughout the Space Shuttle era, astronauts reported unexplained objects near their missions. During STS-48 in 1991, cameras captured a small, bright object moving across the frame. Suddenly, it made a sharp, impossible turn, just as a flash of light shot upward from Earth. Many believe this was evidence of UFOs dodging some form of weapon. STS-80 in 1996 recorded multiple glowing disks hovering above Earth, moving intelligently before vanishing. NASA routinely explained these incidents as ice particles, reflections, or debris. But astronauts privately admitted that some events had no clear explanation. Were UFOs shadowing the shuttle missions? And if so, why? Observers, guardians, or something far more sinister? Number 2. The 2004 ISS knock on the door. In 2004, cosmonaut Gennady Padalka reported something chilling aboard the International Space Station. He claimed to hear a knocking sound coming from outside the station. In the vacuum of space, sound cannot travel. Yet Padalka insisted the noise was real, describing it as though someone was knocking on the metal hull. He wasn't the only one. Other astronauts later admitted to similar experiences, unexplained taps, bangs, and vibrations, as though something or someone was trying to get in. NASA dismissed the reports as thermal expansion of the station's metal. But Padalka maintained his belief until retirement, stating bluntly, "I know what I heard." If true, it suggests something, perhaps intelligent, was physically interacting with the ISS. But what? And why? Number 1. The Lost Cosmonauts. Our number 1 encounter is perhaps the most haunting of all. During the early space race, rumors spread of lost cosmonauts, Soviet astronauts who vanished in failed missions, their existence denied by the USSR, Italian brothers Achille and Giovanni Giudica. Cordiglia, amateur radio operators, claimed they intercepted chilling transmissions in the early 1960s. These recordings allegedly captured cosmonauts gasping for air, begging for help, and describing strange lights before their signals faded into silence. One recording even appeared to feature a woman's voice, calmly describing how her capsule was overheating, while strange sounds echoed in the background. Moments later, nothing. Some secret reports have stated that the Soviet Union had sent humans into space in capsules even before Yuri Gagarin, who never returned. A few weeks later, the capsule landed back at a secret location in Siberia. When they were opened, all the life support equipment in the capsule was intact, but the humans sent in it were not there. Only bloodstains were found on their seats. To this day, the Soviet Union's official records remain unclear. But if even a fraction of these accounts are real, they represent the most tragic and terrifying alien encounters humanity has ever faced. The Lost Cosmonauts remind us of a chilling truth. Space is not only dangerous, it may be inhabited. These 10 encounters are just a glimpse into the mysteries of space. Some may be hoaxes, misidentifications, or the tricks of human psychology under pressure. But others, well, they remain unexplained. The real question is, if we are being watched, what do they want? Are they explorers, just as we are? Silent observers, curious about our first steps into the cosmos? Or something far older and more powerful, keeping us at arm's length? When you look up at the night sky, someone or something may be looking back.